Hey everyone, it's Live App Review episode 33. Today we have Ryan Meta, who's going to do something not so meta and show us a Stripe POC that I believe mints tokens, but I'll let Ryan kind of show it off. So take it away, Ryan.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for the intro. Yeah, so this morning, I guess I spent about an hour doing this Stripe proof of concept. The idea is to charge a credit card or put a hold on a credit card. It doesn't actually charge it right away. When you put a hold on the credit card, we're going to mint some fungible tokens, and then you can use those fungible tokens to purchase or put a bid on an NFT. If you end up winning the bid, then we'll execute the hold, take the money, and you'll win the NFT. If you end up losing the bid, we don't execute the hold. You get your money back. The money was like never transferred. The bank is holding it. So there's no like refund or anything. We just release the hold on the credit card. So this whole setup here, let me start sharing my screen, is a way to, oops, sorry, let me reshare.
I can hear the regulators coming. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a fun example.
This is just a fun example, yeah. So yeah, it's a way to charge a credit card and mint some fungible tokens. We have a really simple UI right now. You just charge the credit card and it will mint right now, and put a hold on the credit card in this Stripe sandbox environment. So I have this like Stripe dashboard so we can see after we put in our credit card information, a payment will show up here. It'll be a hold on a credit card, but it won't actually charge the credit card. Is how the flow works right now. I'll just walk through it really quick. This is the amount of money that you want to pay in US dollars, so $100. Stripe gives you a sandbox credit card, which is just a bunch of 4 2s.
I like that.
Yep. When we press pay, the UI doesn't really respond or anything right now, but it actually executes on the back end. All of that flow happens. And inside of Stripe, we'll see this new uncaptured but payment intent here is waiting. So we, at any time, we can now capture that money whenever we want to. There's a hold on the credit card, and whoever the bank that is, I don't know, guaranteeing this is holding that money for us. At the same time, if I go and look in here, I'm actually not console logging the transaction, but we would be able to see in the Explorer as well that transaction went through and some fungible tokens were minted. Here it is, it's the first one. So my account has some fungible tokens minted to it. Yeah, I can show you all the code unless you all have any questions about what this thing is doing.
Just a quick question. So it's fungible tokens, and I saw 10,000 there. Are you just kind of having like a fixed ratio? You just for fun, like 100 points per dollar?
Yeah, it's because of the decimals. It's 2 decimals.
Oh, okay.
You could potentially have, 102 cents or whatever.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that's cute. 2 decimals, like a real dollar.
Like a real dollar, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. And cool. You just deployed that fungible token contract, right?
Yep, exactly.
Cool. Which contract did you use? Did you use the one from, I'm just a nerdy thing for me. Did you use the SDK embedded one, like where you just like import it from the Rust SDK?
That was my original thought of how I was going to do it. The problem with the standard is that they don't have I need to do something special with the minting. You can look at this really quick.
The standard factory just creates them all at the beginning, right? And then you're done. The owner owns them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I wanted to, in the actual contract, to tie the intent ID to like the balance that you have. So at some point we need to tie the amount to it's really just a placeholder for that intent, right? So we need to be able to get that intent ID for the balance.
No, I like that. I like that too. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, sorry for anyone watching the recording, it's a little inside kind of issue and requirement, is I was wondering if there was a way for us to partially close out an intent. So for example, if somebody did do $100, but they only really spent, or they only really bid on an NFT with 50 credits. Is there a way to like split the intent or only charge like a sub portion of it, like using the Stripe API?
Totally, yeah. With one caveat, once you charge the card, you can't charge it again, but you can do a partial charge. So if they say that they charge their card for $100, but the NFT was bought for $50, you can actually take out $50 and they'll get that second 50 back. But you can't take $50 and then in the future take another $50. So it's like,
Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is if you partially, I guess let's say partially confirm
yeah,
an intent, then the rest of the intent is canceled or the intent is used, right?
right.
It's like it's kind of like a promise. Like, so they're making a promise, and then they're kind of kicking it over to you, and they're saying, do you want to resolve, reject, or resolve half? And then when you resolve half, you're obviously done, right? Like that's it. That's really cool. And you said that there was also the ability to do this with like multiple intents as well, right?
Yeah, you can have multiple intents. You can also update an existing intent. So if a user comes back and like they want to up the amount of their intent, they can do that. You can
Oh, you can update an intent. That's
yeah,
that's badass. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So then you don't really need to like on one side you just kind of manage the intent in and like in and out, and obviously out is like a full cancel, but in could be like 100, 100, 100, 100, and then they have credits in the system. Then they go and they bid on stuff, and then I guess all that needs to be done really at the end of the day is to administer how much of the total credits were used, and then basically just close them out on the intent side, and then just basically say, okay, you made 4 intents of like $150 each, so you got $600. You bid on 2 NFTs for $200 each. The auction is closed now. Your total usage of credits, like, or your they'll have an existing balance actually still. Like, so the marketplace will actually have 400 of their credits, and they'll still have 200. And so the auction is over. They're sitting with 200. We just go back to the intent ID and basically say, okay, we want 400 out of the 600 that they made an intent for, and then they get the other 200 back on their card, or the 200 becomes like liquid again.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I have these other 2 balances here too. Like one is the like balance of the intent, and one is their like current balance, how much of it they've spent or how much they have left over from that intent.
Ryan, you're just like a magician. Is this like, am I watching the movie? What's it called? The Illusionist? What's that one with like what's his face? The Batman dude. Is it the Batman dude? No, it's not the Batman dude. Does anyone know what I'm talking about right now?
I've never seen this one.
No, there's a movie called it's the damn. It's a good movie. You should watch it. It's it's with Hugh Jackman and a guy that I think played Batman, but it's not him. It's not Christian Bale. It's the other guy that kind of is like him. It's the guy from The Machinist.
I think that's
James knows. Here he comes.
The Greatest Showman? Is that what you're talking about?
No. It's anyway, you're basically a magician. This is awesome. You've already thought through a lot of the challenges. Forget my Matt's movie reviews. Matt's movie review fails are coming in another video. It's a good movie though. I just can't remember what the name is. But Ryan, this is like so cool. I'm so excited about this. I'm actually if anybody is watching, I made a joke about like regulation and stuff like that. What we're actually doing here is we're not actually taking anybody's money until they're buying the actual digital merchandise. And what they're buying is they're buying an NFT. So at the end of the day, I think we need to just, speaking of intents, I think we just need to keep clear, this is not legal advice. None of what was shown here is an example of something that you should do on a real blockchain and with a real Stripe account without consulting a lawyer or someone, because this is just the world we live in. Even if you were doing this just with the Stripe API within like your own HTML5 video game that was free floating on the web and not inside of an app store or something, I would recommend consulting a lawyer. Crypto or not, blockchain or not, consult a lawyer because you're basically dealing with people's money or putting holds on their credit card, stuff like that. Even so just be careful out there, everybody. But I think this more or less, Ryan, based on what you've shown, and how we're going to treat it in an upcoming marketplace launch for the I can talk about this because it's all public already, the Universal Hip Hop Museum. So if you go to uhhmnft.org, you can see the artwork that will be coming out in the marketplace, and we're basically going to basically launch like some sort of a variant of this proof of concept, using Stripe payments or some other payment provider if this turns out to not work out. And maybe I'll come back and amend the video or put something in the comments if this doesn't work. But I think it should work because it's a one-time auction for digital merchandise, collectible kind of artworks, and it's for charity as well. So I think we'll be okay. But thanks, Ryan. This is cool. Is there more stuff you want to kind of go through demo?
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything that you all want to see?
Maybe I just want to see like I suppose it's all kind of hidden behind the scenes, but is there any code about like where you like what can you see when you kind of hit like pay or whatever from the Stripe API?
Yeah, so they actually do give you a fair amount of control. A little bit. Here is setting up Stripe. The checkout is a normal React component, which is this form right here. They give you this card element component, which is the actual like unstyled card here. And here's my little pay button. So you get to control the button, and you get to add your own like submit handler. On submit, the only thing that they give you is the ability to add a payment method. You give it that card, so you don't actually have access to the card number or anything in your code, but you get access to like the card element. You create a payment method, which is just like Stripe holding this card on their end. With that payment method, we're sending like the payment method ID to our backend.
Let's take a wild guess, just because we're all pretty well versed in this kind of stuff. Let's take a wild guess. The card element inside of the form that's being submitted is likely to be loading some cross origin like iframe stuff, and then it's working back with the library that you imported into React through like the post message kind of stuff, right? Something like that.
Check it out. There's the iframe.
Yeah, and it's because they need to take it to their domain, encrypt your card, right? The card that you're punching in, and then bring it back into the page. What they don't want, even though technically, like you could have JavaScript running like on top of this that basically visually grabs out what's happening. At least it wouldn't happen like if somebody, like if you had imported like a malicious JavaScript package and then released your front end, at least it couldn't happen with any sort of like automation or like botting, like probably attack, because it's programmatically, it's like in the iframe. I'm assuming as such, but
yeah, totally.
I don't know. I think it's still like it's not incredible security, but it's interesting. But yeah, that's kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, the input is in the I guess it is kind of outside the iframe. So yeah, you could totally read it if you wanted, but yeah, anyways, once you get that payment method and you send it to the back end,
I
The
think you
backend-
just can't read it. You just can't read it with JavaScript. Like you can't read it with third-party JS because you can't go from your window into their iframe because it's a different origin. But so basically, like I said, like I think malicious packages and malicious like XSS, like cross-site stuff is like protected in this case. But you as the developer, I mean, but then again, it's your API token, so you're kind of screwing yourself over. You're the one like, you know, scraping everybody's credit card. But I just thought it kind of interesting to think about that stuff.
Yeah, totally. Here's the intent code where we actually create the intent.
Oh, cool.
This is on the back end. Few like key things here. I mean, obviously currency, we're in USD, but you could use Stripe to charge in other currencies if you wanted to. Yeah.
And what about like on the back end? I'm not sure how deep you've gotten into this, Ryan, but like you say you want to charge USD. I mean, I'm up here in Canada. If I go to your website, is it just going to basically charge my Canadian credit card in USD and then just hit my bank and basically say, yeah, this dude's making a USD purchase?
Yeah, totally. I mean, they have a way to.
Ryan froze for me.
A regulator already came to Ryan.
But the regulators came, yeah, exactly. Bang, bang, bang. Ryan had to go.
Censorship
they just
on the
went up.
blockchain.
They just went up to his property, you know, dug a little hole, cut the cord.
Well, maybe a legal consultant came and cropped the line.
Oh, I'm glad we have this all recorded. It's fabulous. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna have to stop the recording now because I also have to jump. It's 12 o'clock now. So Vadim, Dorian, thank you for hanging out, y'all, and thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Ghost,
Super valuable.
Ghost of Ryan calling
cool.
in from the penitentiary. All right. Hey, he's back.
Hey, yeah, sorry, my Zoom crashed.
That's okay. Hey, Ryan, we were just wrapping up. We all got to go, but we were making some mad jokes about the regulators coming and like they dug a hole in your yard and just cut your cable.
Nice.
But anyways, yeah. So great stuff. Really, thanks for sharing. Thanks for jumping on short notice. This is going to make an awesome video. And yeah, well, I'll be kicking it out. It usually takes a while to get to like a HD, and I don't want to share the link before it gets processed. But yeah, probably like tonight or tomorrow morning. Actually, not tomorrow morning, tonight, because I'm going to be gone for 2 days. So I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.